Hey, do you want to understand how a niche space of an organism is determined according to Hutchinson? If yes, this class is for you. My name is Prem. I am your host to cover this topic. First, let us understand what does the word niche means before understanding fundamental niche and realized niche. Actually, fundamental niche and realized niche are the types of niche. I have discussed in detail of niche as a separate video lecture. If you want, you can go through there also. But I am giving a short, what it is called, a glance on what is niche means according to Hutchinson. What Hutchinson says is, niche is a multi-dimensional hypervolume of a species is called as niche. Let us understand what does the word multi-dimensional hypervolume means. According to Hutchinson, multi-dimensional hypervolume means it is an environmental variables. What does environmental variables mean, sir? You can ask me, what is environmental variable? Come on, let us understand. See, consider I am an organism. Okay, I am an organism. Am I not influenced with the environmental variables? Like I am influenced with water, air, temperature, competition, predation, parasite, pathogen, nutrients, anything. I am influenced with biotic and abiotic factor also. Environmental variables means, students, here it includes abiotic and biotic also. You don't misunderstand like environmental variables means only abiotic like air, temperature, all those things. It includes biotic also. That is called as environmental variable. What according to him, what he told is, a niche is a multi-dimensional hypervolume of a species is called as niche. What is the multi-dimension here? See, I am related with air, I am related with water, I am influenced with water, I am influenced with parasites. Am I not influenced with parasites? Yes, right, I am influenced with parasites, I am influenced with what it is called nutrients, I am influenced with anything, it might be any variable. Is not this like a dimension? Each dimension 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, multi-dimension, right? This multi-dimension hypervolume of an organism determines its niche. According to him, niche does not mean a role or a habitat. Niche means a multi-dimensional hypervolume or an imaginary space which an organism occupies. That is called as niche. Hope you are clear with what does niche means. Now let us understand the types of niche. Yes, there are types of niche. There are mainly two types of niche. First is fundamental niche and second is realized niche. Let us understand these two things. Before understanding this, I will discuss a general understanding, a common understanding, so that if you understand common, we can go for sentence like definition based. First, let us understand simply, like in simple, what does fundamental niche and what does realized niche means. See, consider you are writing CSIR examination or GATE examination. These are the examinations in India. There are 10 participants. There are 10 people are writing an examination. What CSIR told you? They told you that if anybody qualifies this examination, we will give a treat of 6 pizzas in McDonald's. Wow, so delicious, right? Even I am willing to have pizza now. What they told, they gave an offer for students. Like, consider this fundamental niche as team A and this realized niche as team B. In this team A and team B, in team A also they have 10 participants of writing the CSR examination. In team B also they have 10 students to write the examination. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here also 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. But the thumb rule is, what the thumb rule CSR gave, whoever qualify, how many you qualify, but we will give only 6 pizzas. Whether you qualify only one student qualifies, he will get 6 pizza, or 10 students also qualified, he will get only 6 pizzas. That is the thumb rule. Keep that in mind. Consider in team a nameplate of 5 qualified CSIR. 5 because this is my lucky number. Only a nameplate of 5 qualified CSIR. Consider in team B all 10 qualified CSIR. What actually Domino's and McDonald's gave, you know, they give 6 pizzas for team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For team A also they give 6 pizzas, and team B also gave 6. They gave 6 pizzas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, come to think of this. This nameplate of 5. How is the resources of him? How is the resources? Very abundant, right? He can enjoy very much. He can eat all 6. If he can't eat 6 also, the rest of the thing he can take for his friends also. This is what is fundamental niche. You have wider resources. Apart from wider resources, you don't have any competitors and any predation. You don't have anybody like this. That type of niche space is called as fundamental niche. Here in the team B, what is the case? Only 6 pieces are there. All 10 qualified. How is the competition now? How is the resources now? Resources is also narrow, and competitors also there to have all those pizzas. But how will be the share of and the niche space of an organism? It will be very short, right? One person will get this much only this much, 1 piece, 2 piece. He is not unsatisfied. He is not satisfied. That is what is realized niche. Here you have competition, you have predation, you have narrow resources, not wider resources. That sort of niche is called as realized niche. Now let us understand with the sentence perspective. See, niche space occupied by an organism in the absence of competition and predation is called as fundamental niche. Here in this niche there is no competition, there is absence of competition and predation. That type of niche is called as fundamental niche. In realized niche, let us understand, niche space that a species can occupy in the presence of competition and predation is called as realized niche. In this niche, you have competition, you have predation, your resources is narrow. What you have to do? You have to fight. You have to use tactics, or else you have to be alpha. Then only you can take the major share. That is what is realized niche, which is now Mother Earth and the planet Earth is experiencing. All organisms are into realized niche now. But always fundamental niche is greater than realized niche. But under 2 conditions, realized niche is greater than fundamental niche. What, sir? What are you saying? Realized niche is greater than fundamental niche. How can it possible? How can a poor become rich? How can a poor become rich? What it is called? All this sudden, how can a poor become rich? Yes, he can become. He can become. Under 2 conditions. Those 2 conditions are very much important. In that area itself, CSIR want to test your knowledge. Are you aware of this or not? Even poor can become rich all of the sudden. Are you aware of this or not? They want to test your knowledge. Let us understand that. I am bringing 2 conditions. In second condition, I am discussing the CSIR example itself. Be careful when I am discussing that. The first condition is mutualism. And the second condition is when an organism move to new sink area, when an organism move to see, here sink area means where you have abundant resources. Let us understand what is the first condition. First condition, mutualism, means in India we simply call it as cow killer. In English we can say that you scratch my back, I will scratch yours. What happens here is both will get benefited, but When a realized piece, his tank is hefty. Consider he has an ability to eat 2 pizza. This fundamental niche fellow has ability to eat only 1 pizza. What he will do, no? When he feeds him, he will give 2 pizza. When he feeds him, he will give only 1 pizza. Who will get benefited more? Realize this, right? This is obviously mutualism. In that such case, organisms can experience fundamental niche. Okay, the second condition is when an organism moves into new sink area. See, consider an organism is moving to a abundant resources. This is very much important. Why? Because CSI is asking question from here itself. Let us understand. I will show in a diagrammatically. Consider this is a rock and this is an ocean. In a seashore, consider in seashore what happens is there are 2 organisms which live on the rock. One is thalamus. And second one is balanus. This balanus fellow lives in a lower parts of the rock, and this thalamus lives on a upper parts of the rock. But what is what it is called the nutrients and the source of resources from them is from sea. When the sea tides comes, when the sea is of low tide, this balanus is very much happy. Why? Because he will get most of the resources which is present in the water. When the tides are very high, this thalamus will get the resources. I mean, balanus will get the resources when the low tides are there. Thalamus will get the resources when high tides are there. Consider what scientists did. What to study the interspecific competition. What scientists did was they removed this balanus. This was the competition of who? Thalamus, right? And for balanus also, thalamus was the competitor. What scientists did? What? For simplicity, they removed the balanus first. When they removed the balanus, thalamus started invading the property of balanus. Now come to think of this, who will be more rich comparing these two? Obviously thalamus, right? Because this thalamus invaded the property of balanus. Now it has become very rich. Are you getting my point? This is what is called as when an organism's move to new sink area. This is the second condition where realized niche is greater than fundamental niche. One is mutualism, second is when an organism moves to new sink area. That is what about fundamental niche and realized niche. I hope you are clear with what is niche, what is fundamental niche, what is realized niche, with a common understanding and with a sentence perspective understanding. That's for the class students. If you want more class with general understanding and common understanding, please stay tuned with Brains Biology. Thank you.